Hello, everyone. Hello, Maree. How are you?
Oh, hi, Elisa. I'm great, thank you. How are you? Hi, everyone. Hi from Jazzy.
Hi, Jasper. Whoa. Okay, hold on. My YouTube is on the other screen and it started playing. So I was hearing us talking there. Okay, so sorry about that, everybody. So I am, well, every time we're doing this is very exciting to talk about all these things. And today, exciting because it's crystals and it's questions that I've always had about crystals. Like, should they be charged? Should they be clean? Like, there's so much information out there that is, in my opinion, my intuition always tells me, what? Like, really? So we need to talk about that. We need to talk about all these things that we have been taught that we've taken at face value.
It's a really good point. Yeah.
I just got attacked by my kitten. So that's kind of the whole idea today. I don't think we'll get over to talk about the elementals that are part of the plant, like the mushroom, the magic mushrooms, and anything else, maybe even hold
on. Are those fairies playing with you?
All right, guys. So other plants, other medicinal plants that are out there, to help us. But to let everybody know where they can find Maree, and let's see, guys, if I can figure this out. Let's see, share screen. Okay, very good. So this is where you can find Magic Maree. And this is where her services are: transference, healing, and alchemy sessions, and kinesiology, healing, and alchemy sessions as well. So please go ahead and check her out. She's just, has amazing stuff there. And it's magicmaree.com.
Yeah, that's it. And guys, if you want to have a session with me and you can't find it on the calendar, just email me, because I know I really understand with the difference in hours from we're upside down to you guys. So please just email me at I am at magicmaree.com, and I will be able to fit something in for you. Okay.
Wonderful. Yeah. Awesome. So with that said, let's go ahead and get everybody grounded.
Yes, definitely. So, okay, so make sure you're comfortable, whether you're sitting or lying, and just pop your feet on the floor if you're sitting. Take a big breath in for me. And as you breathe out, just let yourself drop into your body. And close your eyes if you haven't already. Another breath in. And this time as you breathe out, just drop into that beautiful heart space. And I want you to have either an intention or to see, sense, or feel a white light birthing deep within your heart. And this vibrant white light begins to expand through your heart, releasing any pain, any blocks, anything that is not of love. And then this white light continues to expand up through your chest and your neck, into your head, and all the way down your arms and fingers, expanding down through your torso and your hips, into your legs. And this beautiful white light just keeps expanding right down into your toes. And it keeps expanding out into your aura, into your electromagnetic field. And as it does so, it releases any cords, any hooks, any ties that go from you to people or situations that you don't need to be caught up in. And as this white light expands, you feel a sense of peace coming through. a sense of connectedness. And while you're in this beautiful place, we're going to ask the crystal fairies to come through today, to connect with us, to our hearts. And we offer them a safe place, a place where they can communicate with us and us with them. So as we ask them to join us, see, sense or feel their beautiful light and energy coming through. And now we gently begin to bring ourselves back into the here and now, wriggling your toes, taking a breath, and just gently when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. I needed that to take a chill, you know?
Yeah, I think we
It
all
always
do.
helps.
Yeah.
So, should we start, and let me get my questions here, with, I don't know if to start with the background of the crystals or if we should start with the instructions we have been given to clean them and charge them and, you know.
Okay. Let's start with the background of crystals and maybe, I mean, I know what my understanding is of how they were actually birthed onto the earth. I don't know if anyone else has a theory or has heard of something. So pop it into the comments if you have. But for myself, what I've heard, what I understand through the transference healing that I've been working with is that they actually start as pinpoints of light. They're actually cosmic light that then becomes vibration. And because our earth is holographic and it has energy grid lines or meridians, these frequencies of light come through onto the grid points and go through the grid lines as energy and then get birthed through the earth as a crystal. So that's my understanding and perception of how they actually get birthed. Like, so for example, Moldavite came from an asteroid onto the earth.
Yes.
But then the earth needed, that was the masculine aspect. So the earth needed a feminine aspect, which is the labradorite. And so that was then birthed through because that frequency was on earth. So it's all to me around frequency.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just, and I mean, I can check with the cards if that's a
absolutely. Because I really didn't know how to ask that other than are they from Earth or not? You know, like
So it's something we're aspects of light, aren't we? We're a vibration that's come down and we've been birthed through the grid lines of the earth. So we're of earth but not from earth in a way. So it's that one wants to come out. Let's have a little look. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. So yeah, absolutely. So what the first one that came out was the Two of Cups. So to me, this is very much bringing two aspects together. So it's bringing the light and it always comes through as an emotion because, you know, look at the crystals and how much they can actually help us with our emotions. So yeah, that's definitely a bringing together and coming together. So that would the light coming onto earth and becoming material is bringing it together to create something. And then we have the King of Wands. And to me, this is mastery around spirituality and creation. So the gold to me is also manifesting. So it's an aspect of manifesting that's come through. So, and then again, we've got another two. We have a Two of Wands again. So it's the bringing the two aspects together. So look at that, holding the earth in the hand and then the spirituality around it. So yet I'm really getting a strong yes. And Jasper's actually chiming in with that's a really nice simplistic way for it to be explained.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. Let's see. So were they created by source? Well, ultimately by source, but by like ET races for us?
Okay. Let's have a little look at that, shall we? So we're talking about different dimensions or interdimensions with different frequency, higher frequency. Is that what you're asking? Because to me, ETs live interdimensionally. So even to me, the planets are interdimensional. So, you know, yeah. So, yeah, let's ask that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's ask that. So yeah, are they intermediate through source? Are they created? I guess, yeah, through that. Okay.
Like, were they created for this reality for planet Earth kind of thing?
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is interesting because the towers come up. So to me, this is when something when something's changing, like it's usually quite a big shift and transition. So straight away, then the Nine of Cups has come up, which is something that we want, desire. So if the Earth has gone through a massive transformation and maybe dropped frequency, then that could be why also the crystals have come through to actually help us, on this Earth. And yeah, so, and that's the worry card. So this is the mind card, having worry about things. So they came through to maybe help our mental plane as well as the emotional plane. Let me just see. I'll just double check to see, though, if that is actually through King of Swords. This is King of Swords, which is King of Mind, King of our words, King of what we say we create. I actually feel it's part of the plan of source. So it doesn't need like the ETs or anything to really get involved. Like angelic realms, yes, but they're outside the matrix. So I feel this has come from beyond, in a way, beyond our matrix. So yeah. So like we have. So yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right. Do other planets have crystals?
okay, let's have a look at that and see. Haha. Yes, they do. Look at that. Ace of Pentacles. So that's their reality. That's creating something. And I guess when we look at things, I mean, Earth is actually made of crystal. She's got a crystalline core that is, and we're crystalline beings as well. So yeah, definitely. And then this card came up, which is very much part of a family, part of the whole creation. That's a beautiful card, that 10 of Cups. Okay, and then the Hermit. So to me, this can be very wise people or someone that's actually has the ability to create. Because I was getting an image as well of they're created, or even Earth is created through beings or through source, and we know how to create. So yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So we have been taught to that crystals need to be cleared, and so do crystals take in energies, external energies?
Okay, let's ask that first.
Because if they don't have to be cleared.
Okay, let's just ask that first. Do crystals take in external energies? Yes, it looks like they do. There's a 9 of wands here. So even if they get affected by energy, so they can get depleted. So, and again, it's unseen. This is something that's a bit of a mystery. So it's the 4 of Swords. So it's often unseen. And then we've got the 3 of Swords. So yes, they can actually get broken. I mean, I've had crystals break that I've been using with a lot of clearing work I've been doing and connecting in with them, and they just go, right, that's it, I want to go back to the earth. So yes, they can, is what I'm getting from that. Jasper's saying yes. So,
okay, very good.
Yeah.
So if this is the case, then obviously then they would need to be cleared. So is putting them under the sun And I don't know if we need to ask each separate thing, like the sun and then the
No,
moon.
let's just find out what works for them best. So,
Okay.
because first of all, I'll ask, do they like to be cleansed? Does it help them if we have an intention of clearing them?
Because
whatever
clearing,
we do.
right. Yeah.
So, because, you know,
later on, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
because, you know, to me, I mean, I've always, what I've learned, like you say, it's what we've been taught, but is, you know, you can just white light them, or you can actually use sage, or you can pop them out in the moon, or you can, some crystals can be washed with good pure water as well. So, you know, it just depends. So let's just check to see, first of all, if they actually like to be cleaned, or if it helps them at all.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the Fool. So to me, this one is always, it's jumping into the unknown. So, and then the next one, and I'll explain why that I feel that's come up. The next one is the King of Pentacles. So that's actually the master of our reality, the master of our goods, whatever we've got. So to me, that's, it's connecting in almost with the crystal to know when it does want to be cleaned. And then you've got the Chariot. So to me, that's movement. So it's actually helping that to shift through, or for them to clear. I mean, you know, they're like us. We also have entry points and exit points. The one that I'm going to ask this question as well in a minute, but the one that I know or have heard is amethyst actually can self cleanse, and so therefore, if you've got a beautiful little, you know, amethyst cluster, you can pop your own crystals in there, and it will actually help to cleanse it. So we can ask that as well. So some of them maybe don't need as much intentional support, depending what they're being used for, depending, you know, what's been activated within them. And if they're in the earth, they may not need, obviously they're getting that rejuvenation, you know, through the grid lines or whatever while they're in their raw state.
Yeah, that's one of the ways they say to clean crystals, right? Is to put them on the earth, to put them in salt, to put them underwater, to put them, it has to be running water, to put them under the sun, the moon, all these different ways. So
yeah. So from what I'm getting from the cards about amethyst, I just thought I'd quickly ask that one, is that, yes, it can actually help itself. It actually has a lot of abilities to clear itself. So the Judgment card to me is actually being able to see something for what it is. And then what came up is the Death card, so transmutation. So it can transmute its own energy and others' energy as well to have a shift. So, yeah. So,
okay.
yeah. So
So
that's
what's
what comes with
Jasper's
that.
favorite way to be cleansed?
He loves being loved. So when I connect into him and love him, like this morning I actually saged him. So I have my sage in a little bowl, and I just I sage all my crystals, and I sage my room. And if I'm feeling that there's been a lot of energy shift, I'll just sage anywhere. But he quite likes that. But he actually just loves the connection and the white light. So I literally love him and just put white light through him. So I feel with Jasper as well, he's able to help himself to balance because of the energy that comes through him. So each crystal, what I tend to do is to just drop into my heart and ask the crystal, you know, what do you need? How can I help you? How can I connect with you? And everyone can do this. You can actually and you know, intuitively you'll know, or you'll actually feel or hear what you're being told. So some of my little crystal skulls, I definitely put them in the earth before I activated them and before I connected with them. So yeah, you just ask them, what do you want?
Okay.
Yeah.
So do they all have like if they store energy, do they have a limit to the amount of energy that they can store?
Okay, let's have a look at that. A really good point. Okay. Okay. So they do, because Jasper was also just chiming in then, but the chariot, so what they would do is move it like we do out of our brain. We don't need to store everything in our brain to remember things or to experience things. So it would move through them. They still have their own consciousness. They still have their own way of being, but it does move through them. So, and therefore they keep what they need. So whatever's needed, they will hold that within them. And, you know, and I think it'd be a really good question to ask is, do they change consciousness? Do they grow as we, you know, as the frequency changes, do they change as well? Because the death card came up again. So that transitioning. So and that was something I've been wondering. I haven't checked with the cards, or I haven't tuned in. I thought I'll leave that question for today just to see, because as we shift and change, and we know we shift our frequency, do they? So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll check with that.
Okay.
The crystals change and grow.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. I can't reach some questions here for some
I
reason.
can see them if you want me to read them through.
Can you read Liz's? Liz
Yes,
has a question.
yes, that's a great question. I will. I'll read Liz's out. I'll just give you the answer. Yeah, they do, because the Tower cards come up again.
There it is. It just came up now.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, the Tower cards come up again. So they go through change as well. I've seen crystals actually grow crystals within them and change. I've got a crystal, it's a beautiful wand that I use when I'm running frequency on people sometimes, and I've seen that grow and change within itself as you use it more and as the frequency comes through it more. So, and Knight of Pentacles. So sometimes it can be quite slow. Like sometimes you can actually, they will grow slowly, because this is a steady sort of, Knight of Pentacles is a steady movement forward. So, and like I said, sometimes they can need to be put back into the earth if if they're tired and they break, which can happen. So what's Liz's question? Hi, Liz.
So
Here we
Liz's
go.
question is, do crystals have a consciousness that we can connect to? All crystals, or just crystal skulls? And is it a consciousness or information that is transmitted through them?
Okay. So from my experience and my understanding, every crystal can actually be connected into, even like river stones. I've actually held a river stone, just like you'd find at the bottom of a river. And I've been transported through dimensions to inner earth. And I have a friend, and he's amazingly uncanny at being able to pick which stones have actually hold an energy. And then I'll tune into them with him. And they'll take me interdimensionally. So I believe anything, like any stone, any rock, anything can actually have a consciousness or information or something to show us if we're open to that and able to travel interdimensionally. So yeah, they definitely do. No, not just crystal skulls at all. It's the intention of how they're made as well, the crystal skulls, depending where they're made, how they're made, and what they're made from.
Okay.
So yeah, whereas different crystals will have different, it's like us, we're all different. We all have different personalities, but I'll check into that as well, because that's been my experience and my understanding as I've tuned into crystals. I mean, everyone's probably had, really amazing little experiences with crystals, and sometimes they're tiny crystals, you wouldn't expect it.
Yeah. Some people can feel them really, really well. Like they'll take whatever stone and they're like, oh, I'm feeling dizzy or whatever. Like they really feel the energy. I personally do not. The only one that affected me was Moldavite. That one I felt like a prickly energy in the middle where I had it. I felt it.
So that's Moldavite. I got the hit to wear it today and I didn't know why. So this is probably why, because I had an incredible experience with Moldavite, but and also with selenite. So
you'll have to tell us.
I will tell you in a minute. I'm going to answer Liz's questions first. So the first question was, do they have a consciousness that we can connect to? Temperance card, absolutely. So this to me is that beautiful spiritual realm that's coming through, and it can change form, and it can also change spaces and things like that. So they definitely do. And then we got another confirmation again with our Ace of Pentacles. So all crystals, okay, not just crystal skulls, definitely. And then we got our Nine of Cups. So it's both. It's information and consciousness. It's together, because as information comes through, it also helps to raise our consciousness. So, and emotionally support us, which is why the Nine of Cups is such a beautiful one. So it helps us to become and remember who we are as well. So yeah,
Beautiful.
great question. So
okay, so I'll let you tell us about your story while I go get my charger. I did not realize that. So I'll be right back while you tell your story.
Okay. So basically, when I probably about 15 years ago, I was allowed to get back into connecting with crystals. I think I might have had a lifetime in Atlantis where I maybe wasn't as good as I could have been with crystals. So, but then all of a sudden there was this knowing, yep, now it's time. And so I went into this massive warehouse that had every type of crystal you could ever think of. And this one massive box held this particular crystal, and I didn't know what it was, but every time I walked past it, I felt sick. I went, this is weird. Right, I've got to get closer. So I thought I need an adventure. So I went up to it, and it was selenite. So a lot of you probably already know that selenite is the doorway crystal. So it takes us interdimensionally. So I now have the most beautiful selenite swords. So these are my selenite swords that were handmade for me by an amazing person in the US. And in the handles, he's actually got like the Book of Enoch has been put right down into like a tiny aspect of it. In both of the handles, there's the Book of Enoch. He tuned into me and put in all of the crystals that resonate for me. And so these things are so powerful. So the silver is the feminine line, which is the right side. And sorry, am I getting this right? No, left side. I'm back the front. This is what happens when you're on here. And the right side is the masculine line. So feminine is left, and the gold is the masculine line. So I do all sorts of beautiful work with these selenite swords or wands or whatever. They're so powerful. I know. So that was selenite. I was saying that it actually made me feel sick when I first saw it, and then once I attuned to it and I recognized that sickness was simply me traveling. It was travel sickness from going so fast through the dimensions, and that can happen to people. So, so I don't know if anyone else has had experiences with crystals like that. So, and often I find when you have a reaction to a crystal, it's because you need it. So with Moldavite, now this is activated by the sun because it's an asteroid that's come through, as I said, from another planet. Only sun-activated crystal. Oh, I felt this download coming through me. My head was burning. I saw the beams from where it came from. And then for 2 weeks, I wore it. And every day for 2 weeks, for about an hour or two in the morning, I'd just be crying and sobbing. It was really releasing something for me and reactivating my DNA. So crystals can really affect us. And then after that 2 weeks, I was like, oh, this is great. It's like I felt something really solidify within me. Yeah, DNA connection, definitely. So yes.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, so let's see. The next question is about what do you think about Endera energy?
Okay.
Endera crystals.
Endera crystals. So do you want to explain to me what Endera means to you? So blessed by the best. How do you see them?
The Endera crystals are these crystals that, I mean, I've seen them. They're almost like you can see through them.
Okay.
And but I don't know where they come from.
Okay, so they're clear. Are they like a clear crystal?
Yeah.
I actually haven't heard of those. So see, I love this. I always learn something here. It's great. But we can ask the cards. So we can ask, what do we want to know about it? What do we want to ask the question to the cards?
Yeah, I wouldn't know. So we'll let them tell us what they what they want to ask about the Endera crystals.
Okay, so yeah, rephrase that question.
Yeah. Okay, so okay, so they appear to be glass, but they're not. It's actually monatomic gold.
Oh, okay. Monatomic gold. Wow. So is it it's not natural, it's man-made. Is that what is that what it's saying?
Is no, it sounds like it's natural to me.
Natural. So
Yeah.
it's just a form of crystal. Okay, let's have a little look and see. Okay. Okay. Interesting. We're getting some similar cards here again. So it's obviously, it seems to be a part of the crystal family that's meant to be here on Earth, because this was the card that came up as well when we were talking about crystals and how they were made and why they're on Earth as well. And then again, the Judgment card came up. So that came up for amethyst. So amethyst is quite powerful in its own ability and its uniqueness to do what it does. So I'm getting that these particular type of crystals have their own unique ability. Is that right? Because I don't know anything about them, so I'm just getting what I'm getting from the cards.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Oh, okay. And then we had the Chariot. So to me, this is movement. So I'm wondering if they actually change and can shift with the frequency quite easily and quickly. So that'd be really interesting to actually know more about their physicality or what they what they emit and what they do. So there's movement somehow with them. So if anyone knows anything more about them, let me know and we can ask more questions.
So they're saying they're from Arkansas and Mount Shasta.
Right.
And that they're supposed to be good for manifestation.
Okay, yeah. Well, that could be what the Chariot's also trying to say, is things can move and things can happen. So, but they've definitely got their own unique ability.
Can you ask if they're from space?
Okay. Well, you mean like the others, or if it's like an asteroid or something that's hit Earth?
Yeah. That.
Okay.
Like is it like Moldavite, where it's from a comet, or is it like created from
through Earth, but through the grid lines and the energy lines? Okay, let's check on that. Oh, okay, that one wants to come out. Okay.
I don't know why I can't see the comments on here.
Okay. So the first one that actually came out was the Three of Wands. Now, to me, this is looking into the future, leaving something behind. So the next one that came out again was the Temperance card, which is changing home. So it was, and then the Empress card, which is beauty and wealth and everything's balanced. So I'm feeling that it's actually come through the Earth, because the Six of Swords is actually moving towards something and away from something. So it's come through in the same way as the other crystals have onto Earth. Okay, so what Jasper was saying, because I was saying, well, he was saying that this is also on other planets. So so whether it's come through also from ships or whatever, but it's also been birthed naturally through the Earth. So that one could have come both ways.
Oh,
so, yeah,
okay.
It's really interesting, because I was going, okay, that's interesting. So yeah, it could have come both ways. Like,
oh, that's so interesting.
I know.
Okay, very cool. So does the Moldavite have a different composition than a regular crystal?
Okay, let's just see. I know when I hold it up into the sunlight, it changes from black to green. Like the sunlight actually comes through it and activates it. So let's just see. Yeah, okay, so we really need to clarify that question. So does it have a different way it was made and formed, I suppose, into the asteroid, because it didn't come directly through the Earth here? It came from somewhere else.
From the impact.
Has it got a different...
Well, actually, that one is straight from the asteroid, isn't it? Moldavite is a piece of the asteroid.
Piece of the asteroid, yep. So look at that, death. So it's transitioned. So it's gone, it's part of the asteroid, so it's solid. So yes, it's got its own particular, I guess, matrix makeup. It's got its own structure. And but it's obviously meant to be on Earth, because the Page of Swords, to me, it's all around learning and the mind and words. So it's about teaching us and maybe helping us to see that, you know, we're not alone here. There's other things that are out there, even if they make an accident. Definitely meant to be here, though. Again, that beautiful card has come through, that 10 of Cups, saying that, yep, part of Earth. So I would say that that was actually orchestrated to happen, so that we found that.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, if I couldn't find my labradorite this morning, I've got a beautiful piece of labradorite that was formed to help balance up the Moldavite, and that came through the Earth, even though the Moldavite came from somewhere else, and with definitely a different structure. But then again, there's crystals on other planets, so it just
absolutely. So so Dennis keeps asking about Orgonite, but Dennis, I need you to tell me what to ask about Orgonite. I don't know what you want me to ask about it, so you need to tell me what the question is, and I will ask about Orgonite. So okay, so we have a troll and I can't delete it because I can't get to it. It's like they're hiding behind something here, so I can't get to them. I am so sorry, guys. I can't delete that right now. I'll have to wait. Okay, so is there a way one can tell a real crystal from knots?
Oh, good question.
Yes,
okay.
very good question, and I can't post it because I can't.
Okay. So who's asked that one? That's a really good one. Is this reality? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Is this reality? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. For me, I always used to ask this question. I'm going, how do I know what's what? So I learned to tune in. So I just drop into my heart. I drop in and I actually tune into the actual crystal or the rock or whatever it is I'm tuning into, and then you can feel its consciousness. Like you sort of know what's going on in it. So I mean, but remember, everything has a consciousness. Even plastic will have its own little consciousness. So it's whether it resonates with you or not as well. You can muscle test as well. That's something else you can do that I work with, is kinesiology. So you can muscle test, and you can, whether you want to test up to the percentage of the true, I guess, authenticity of a particular crystal. That's one way you could do it. If you use pendulums, if you're not sure what you're getting yourself intuitively, try your pendulum. So there's lots of different ways you can actually check that.
Yeah, that's good, because I personally don't have those abilities developed yet.
Yeah.
A lot of us don't have that ability of just listening to the crystal. So a good way, like you said, would be using a pendulum or doing the muscle testing. I don't know if you guys know how to muscle test. There's different ways. You can put your fingers together, and then if it's nice and hard where they don't break through, then yes, it's a good crystal. It's good energy. But if it breaks up, like your fingers open up when you pull, then that means it's not.
Yeah, that's a nice, easy way to explain it. Yeah, that's great. And but also make sure that you're centered before you do that, because sometimes if our meridians are a little bit blocked up or we're a bit dehydrated, you don't actually get a clear answer. So that's something else to remember as well.
Okay. And if they don't have a pendulum, they can use their body. So they can just stand straight and just allow the body to sway. And so, forwards is yes, backwards is no. So that's another thing that you can do as well. And okay, so the next question is, I saw a question here and I apologize. I did not grab it. It was, there we go. Do crystals like to be placed in specific areas most?
Oh, That's a great question. Let's just have a little look at that. Again, I personally ask them. So if I'm setting up an altar because we're doing a beautiful gridding or something's going on, then I will definitely get the hit. I want to go here or I want to go here. And if we've got Jasper and we're doing a beautiful ceremony, and especially if we're outside, he'll just tell me exactly where he wants to go, what part of the aspect of the earth and the grid line he wants to be on. So yeah, a lot of them actually do want to be put somewhere specific, and so it's really just tuning into them, and just you'll just feel it. You go, oh, that doesn't feel right. Just trust your feelings and trust what you're getting as well. You can connect into them and ask. So when I do like healing griddings, then there's specific crystals like that will go into specific areas. So if we look at something like our Platonic Solids, I don't know how many of you know about Platonic
The
Solids.
what?
Okay. These are Platonic Solids. So there's 5 specific Platonic Solids, and so the first one is your Tetrahedron. So that's representing fire. Okay. So where are we? Your next one is your cube. So that represents the earth. Okay. The next one is the Octahedron. So that's 2. It's like a pyramid, upside down pyramid together. Okay. So that one, let me just get my thing out here. I'll go through them for you. So these are basically what make up our existence and our physicality and everything. So these 5 particular shapes can all fit into a sphere. So they make up every aspect of reality, like the flower of life, virtually. Yeah. So the octahedron is our air and gas, and then we've got our dodecahedron, which is ether. Sorry, that's ether, and then water, which is our icosahedron. So those 5, if you've got those 5 Platonic Solids, they can make up anything and everything. Mm-hmm. Where were we at? Oh, so they will definitely want to be placed, if I'm doing a particular gridding, in specific places with an intention that goes with them. So yes, definitely. But look, you know what? The crystals will, it doesn't matter if you don't get them in the right place, the crystals will still do what they need to do and what they want to do. All right. So yeah, they're pretty connected.
Okay. So talking about grids, crystal grids. Wait, I know Dennis gave me the information on the Orgonites. On the Orgonite. Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. So this is about, is Orgonite? I thought Orgonite is a metal. Is it a crystal? What is Orgonite? These Orgonite pyramids that we hear about.
Yeah. I've actually got a little one next to my bed that I use. Epoxies. Okay, so.
Yeah, so it was stated that they don't really work because when they're put into the epoxy, it's a barrier for the energy to get through.
Okay, let me check that.
But I just wasn't sure if Orgonite itself was a crystal.
Yeah, I think Orgonite's a crystal.
Okay.
So
all right.
I don't know if anyone else. I've always just felt that. I haven't looked it up. I haven't got into Orgonite much, but oh wow, this is interesting. So, okay, so the 3 cards that have come up, again, we're getting this transformation card a lot today. And then we got the Tower again. So honestly, I do shuffle these. And then the Fool. So for me, I feel that if your intention's there, I feel anything's going to work to an extent anyway, is what I'm getting told. So, so it's when there's intention that's put into anything, it will work. So yeah. So you can get transformational protection from anything. Like you can put it into anything, and your intention's there too. So I'm not getting a definite no that it doesn't maybe work. So yeah, I feel it's our intention as well that connects in with whatever's there that is going to help with that protection or with that, whatever emotional is coming through. So yeah. So I don't know what other people think about that. So yeah.
Okay. Can we ask if the epoxy affects diminishes
that's a better question. The effect
strength,
of it.
The effect of it. And by the way, Dennis, thank you for reminding me. That's awesome. That is awesome. And this is the next question when we're done with that one.
Okay, let's just check and see. So does it diminish the effect of the crystal? Oh, you're not going to believe this. Okay. Again, the first one is the Tower. So I know that you can still get the changes you need, and you can still you can get what you need from it with that connection. So because then again, we've got our beautiful 10 of Cups. So it's still acting, the whole aspect of it is acting on it, because I think I was just reading what the Andromedan said, and Orgonite, made up of different symbols and crystals, because I have got one next to my bed, and I've only just got it because I haven't really been into them or really checked them out much. So I feel that, and we've got the King of Pentacles. So I feel that when they're together and our intention is, or the intention's put into it to be of love or to be of protection, then that will actually work because of that as well.
Okay.
So I feel, so it's if it was, I don't know, if you put crystal inside, say, or this is a good question. Let's say if you put crystal maybe inside a whole lot of plastic, or if you put it inside something else, is it going to have the same frequency and same effect for us? So that might be something that's worth asking. So to just clarify that. Oh, actually, Jasper's just reminding me of a story which might help. Thank you, Jasper. He said, when I first got him, we had to take him somewhere because we were doing a ceremony, or I was taking him overseas or something. So I thought I'll be really careful with him. So I wrapped him up in bubble wrap, and he was going, look, I'm joking, I can't breathe. And I thought he was being funny, so I ignored him. I just ignored him, and I was laughing, going, you're funny. This guy, I can't breathe. And then I put him into this beautiful padded box and everything, and I went to wherever we were going, and someone said, no, you don't put like crystal skulls or crystals that are really like sensitive into bubble wrap, because it actually affects them. Thanks for reminding me, Jasper. So because it was the funniest thing I've ever heard, was this skull going, no, I can't breathe. So it would actually sort of tend to maybe stop their frequency from coming through if that's what is happening for them. So each crystal could be different. So since then, I've been very mindful, and I put him in a beautiful silk scarf, and I have different padding for him in his little box where he travels with me. He knows he has to go in the box. He still doesn't like the box, but he knows he has to go in it to travel. So
Okay. That's so funny.
It is funny.
It's so funny.
Oh, okay. Let's have a look and see. So can their frequency emission or connection be impeded if they're put into something that is maybe not natural or whatever?
Yeah. And that's a question right now that Lauren is asking. So we're answering her question already.
Yeah, so the first card is Temperance. And again, remember, that's changing. It can be moving home. It can be having insights as well. So, and then, so I would say that it is important to where they move to, or where they live, or what environment they're in for some of them. So, and then the King of Wands. So to me, again, this is mastery of the spiritual. So for them to probably be the best they can be, I would say that we need to be very mindful of what we do put them into. So for them to have their strength, then they need to be in that optimal thing. So I agree. I wouldn't be putting them into like I did with poor Jasper and nearly suffocated him with the bubble wrap. Maybe tune into your crystal and go, okay, what do you need? If you need to be, on silk, or if you need to be wherever, just check with them so they can be the most they can be and have their frequency. And Jasper's saying, thank you. That's a really good message to get out for crystals. So there you go.
Yeah, no, that's great. We just saved some crystals.
Some pain. Oh, I feel so bad now. I just thought he was being funny.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That is awesome. So the question on there is, when crystals disappear, do they go to other dimensions?
Okay, so thanks, Freya. It's funny you asked that question, because this morning I was looking through my crystals and my jewelry, and I found this one. I've got to fix this ring, but this was a beautiful what are we? moonstone, rainbow moonstone ring, and I wore
Oh,
it
that's what I
all
have
the
on.
time. I just love it. I have to fix it. So I was living up on the mountain at this stage, and I remember I wore it all the time, and I took it off for some reason. And then, do you think I could find it? For months, I looked everywhere for this ring, and I mean, I had quite a really clean home. It wasn't cluttered. And one day, about 3 months later, I finished cleaning up my whole bedroom. I had nothing on my nightstands apart from the usual lamp, and it was spotless. And I went to walk out the front door, and I got a message, and it said, "Go back and look on your nightstand." And I went, "I've just cleaned it. There's nothing on it." Got it again. So I went back inside, and there was this crystal ring sitting upside down on I'm getting goosebumps, on my nightstand. So it had gone, and I said, "Where did you go?" And it went on its own little journey. It went interdimensional. It disappeared. And so this can happen with crystals. So don't be surprised if your crystals just go off on a little trip somewhere without you.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And it's happened to a friend of mine as well. I was trying to help her. I was teaching her what interdimensional means and what going through different vortexes means. And she had this beautiful crystal that she'd just bought. And anyway, she went away, and she'd taken it off and put it on her bed. And she said, "Maree, I went to get it, and it was gone." She said it was just gone. And so she got everyone to look with her under the bed, on the floor, couldn't find it. And she said the next morning she woke up, and it was right back on the bed. Again, I'm getting goosebumps, where she thought she'd left it. It was right there. And and she'd been sleeping in that bed that night. And then she said, "I now understand what you mean by interdimensional travel, because that crystal just did it." And so, so it was interesting. So they do.
They do. That's
They do.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So
Yes, they do. Look, that was just confirmation. They go off and celebrate and have a really nice time.
Okay. So I cannot get to the next question yet. It's not appeared on mine. So the next question is there a connection between the way crystals form and work and the crystalline structure of our pineal glands?
So can you repeat that for me, please, Elisa?
Oh, here, now I can show it.
Oh, cool. Okay, that helps. So
Yeah.
the connection between the way crystals form and work and the crystalline structure. Love it. Again, this came into my mind this morning again as well. So I love it how we're all synchronized. Let's ask the cards first, and then I'll maybe let you know what I got around that as well. But is there a connection between the way crystals form and work and the crystalline structure of our pineal glands? I love that question. Thanks, Ashley. Okay. So the first card that came up was the Nine of Wands. Now, to me, this means that there's been like a lot of restriction, a lot of hard work, a lot of really hard times getting to where we've got to. So I feel this is talking about our pineal gland, because look at how much it's been shut down, how much that's the thing that was known. If that could be shut down, then we're not as powerful as we're potentially going to be. I feel maybe with crystals as well, because the earth energy has been suppressed, that they maybe weren't as have such a high frequency as they could have done. So I'm sort of feeling that there is a real correlation here. And then the Empress has come through. So to me, this is just everything beautiful, everything magical, everything that's full of love and peace. And I feel we're going to go through this big shift within our own pineal gland, but for the crystals as well. So this is what I feel is happening at the moment. And then the Fool. So to me, this one says, this is a really big adventure. So we've been so suppressed, and our structure and everything has been suppressed. So within us, within the crystals, that this is going to be an adventure. We just got to have faith and drop off. So if we look at how crystals form, which is through that light and coming in from the universe or through into the electromagnetic grid of the earth, and then of course it has to come into physical form. So it has to form through, whether it's carbon, whether it's whatever different minerals go into that crystal to form it. So our pineal gland, from what I understand as well, it's a gland, but it's got crystals in it, and it's actually got this chrism oil in it. So there's an oil that when our pineal gland is being activated, it releases this oil, And I know it's been happening with me at times because I get headaches and I can get real sore top of my my crown chakra. I can actually feel it when it's happening, and then all of a sudden I'll get this huge increase in my clairvoyance or my connection. So same with crystals, I guess, is when they're activated and when they're able to connect in to the frequency, then they would have an increase in frequency as well. So it's a really good question. And the other thing that's in our pineal gland that I've read about, and it made so much sense to me, was it has rods and cones. So the pineal gland, like our eyes, at the back of our eye has rods and cones that actually pick up on color, light, whatever. They found them in the pineal gland.
Wow.
So, and that's where our clairvoyance is actually really activated from as well. So isn't that interesting?
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. So tell me about I had heard that you can clear the crystals with selenite, and I have this huge selenite wand, and I just put the crystals on top of it. So can you ask if that's true or not? If selenite
Okay.
actually clears?
I haven't heard that. So yeah, I'd
Yeah.
love to. Let's ask it. Okay, let's tune in. And I'll tune into my selenite wand here and ask. Okay. All right. I'll do the cards first. Does selenite clear other crystals? Interesting. Interesting. So let's say the crystals need clearing, which is what I was asking. So if crystals need clearing, which they've worked hard, they're actually maybe a little bit just need a clear up. I've asked, did the selenite do this? And what I'm getting here is the Queen of Swords is about the mind and words and activation. So it's more that the selenite reactivates the crystal is what I'm getting. Because again, the Empress has come up, and again, this is love and nurturing and mothering, and so it. And when I actually touched my selenite sword, then what came up, what it showed me was that it activates. So because it's interdimensional, it can activate a frequency to come through, and whether it clears or just simply reactivates that crystal, that's what it showed me it can do because it's a doorway crystal. So that was fascinating, to tune into that as well, and then to get that confirmation with all of these cards. So
Yeah, so I that's what I do, because I keep the selenite next to the crystal, so I don't have to take them to go to the water or the sun and the moon and the I don't. I just literally go boop, and I put them right on top of the selenite.
that's brilliant. So but always check in with your selenite to see if it needs a rest or if it needs to have itself to be rejuvenated.
Well, the thing is, I was told that selenite does not hold any energy. That's why it can do
It's
that
a
cleaning.
doorway. Yeah, okay. But
So
even
I
with
don't know
my
if you want to
selenite,
ask.
I will ask that
You want to
because
ask about that because, like I said, my understanding is selenite is the only crystal that does not hold any energy in it. Therefore, that's why it's able to clear others.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just check to see, does the selenite actually need some rejuvenation or anything to help it to do this, or is that simply its properties? We got the High Priestess card first up, and for me, this is all about mysteries, but it's also about balance. So it's about the feminine, masculine, everything's perfectly balanced. So I feel that maybe you're right. And then, and then we got the Three of Wands. So it's like everything gets left behind and we're looking towards the future. So I think you could be right with this one. So, and then the Fool again. So it's like, just trusting, leaping off, and it's almost like able to have its own adventures or it's unique. It's got
that's what I was told, that it's completely different to anything else.
That's
and
really
that
interesting. Thank you. Just got full. I mean, I need a clarifying card. Ace of Wands, yes. So it's definitely spiritually. And it was showing me actually when I was tuning in, the selenite was showing me how it actually emits this frequency and it goes interdimensionally and it can activate or clear the other crystals, which is really, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Elisa. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. No wonder it was asking me to ask the question, because I kept hearing, ask the question, ask the question.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Another thing that I wanted to clear was about crystal grids. We were told by a certain Pleiadian that the grids do not work unless they are perfectly aligned on the grid. So in other words, you have to have a template that has the exact angles in order for the grid to work. You just can't just go pop, 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 pop. I have a grid. Like that doesn't work.
Okay, let's just check and see. So, because I must say that the grids I work with Transference Healing, there is a template that we put them on and then we put them out and around. But that's and if we look back at our Platonic Solids, apparently every single edge equals the same distance of each other. So there is real symmetry in those Platonic Solids, which makes up who we are, what we are, everything. So, all right, really good question. So, okay. I wonder if it depends also on our intention of the grid. So
that came to mind when the question.
Okay. We have to have?
That's what I heard in my head was depends on the intention.
And that's what I just got as well. So there you go, both synchronizing. So let me check though. Do we actually have to have it so that it's perfectly in alignment with a grid that we're doing? I'll tell you what. Okay. So the Four of Swords, again, is mystery or something that's hidden. So, and I feel the bit that was missing there was the intention. Okay. So it's whatever our intention is that also then gives power to it. And of course, it's going to help if we've got things in alignment, because the Knight of Pentacles is actually getting somewhere in a very strategic way, or getting somewhere in a very nice, steady way. So, and then we've got the Fool again. Oh my gosh, this card is just loving us today. So it's an adventure. So, I feel if our intention's there and we've tuned into whichever crystals want to be a part of our gridding, I don't think we can go wrong. I feel if it, depends what we want from it and what our intention is with it. So, again, intention. So I don't think people have to worry about not putting things exactly where they're meant to be. If their intention is there, to me, that sort of, helps.
So I know we're at the end for today. Next.
Already?
Yeah. So the next one we're going to do, guys, it's going to be about the elementals of the medicinal plants, which are the like the magic mushroom or the marijuana or anything like that. We're going to be asking about these plants, possibly ayahuasca. They're all, I don't know if they're, do you think they're considered elementals?
That's something we're going to have to look into, because, plants have a consciousness, definitely. So, and if they're from the earth, in a way, we're elementals, aren't we? Because, we're made up of earth and crystal and all sorts of things. So I guess, it just depends how you perceive it. It's just a name, but we'll find out. Let's find out. So,
okay, very cool.
But I did draw a card for everyone from my beautiful animal magic pack, and it's the echidna. So the echidna, some of you don't know what it is, it's actually an Australian beautiful mammal. So it actually suckles its young. We have very strange mammals here in this country. And the echidna, it can be quite prickly. It'll roll itself into a ball like a hedgehog, I guess, if it wants to protect itself. So this is about self-protection and love and nurturing. So obviously, if there's things going on that are affecting you, just remember to give yourself some time out, really love yourself, really nurture yourself. And that way as well, that will help you to increase your frequency just by really caring for yourself and being protective. So,
Very good. Very good. And I also wanted to remind everybody too, on Monday, we are going to start a new webcast, a new show. It's called Reality Check Tarot. And we're going to be talking about the ancient aliens, a specific episode about crystal skulls. So we'll definitely might want to interview Jazzy, you know, and it's on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and that's 9 a.m. Australia. Where are you in?
Choose Queensland.
Queensland.
So,
Okay.
yes, so
on
Queensland. So
Tuesday?
but Eastern Standard Time here, that will be
Tuesday.
10 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So I'm very excited about this new one because so bring your questions about the crystal skulls. I don't know if we'll have time to ask your questions because the whole idea is to ask the questions that the theorists in the show ask, and state as what their beliefs are. So the idea is to test their theories to see if they are, possibly true or not. So that's the idea. So all the information, if you want to watch the show before you come on Monday, that would be great because then you're going to have an idea of the things that they were talking about. So just very excited about that new, the new webcast we're going to be doing with that. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching this. And pretty soon, Maree is going to have her own YouTube. So we're going to be streaming from there as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you like or, appreciate us, please help us by sharing the video, liking the video, putting a comment in the video, and of course, subscribing to both channels. So we send you much love. We thank you again. And we hope that you have a wonderful weekend.
definitely. See you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.